Welcome to a podcast. I am Rami. Today I have not only a staff member of RASHAYS, but a great mate of mine that we go back, way back. And Sammy, welcome to the podcast.
Mate, what a privilege it is to be here on your first podcast.
I should actually state your name properly. It's Sammy, or it's Issam Krayem, correct? Did I say it correctly?
That's right. ISSAM.
There you go, Issam. Issam, as you know, today we're going to talk. Do you want me to call you Sammy or Issam?
I'm happy with Sammy.
All right, I'll stick to Sammy. Sammy, look, we just want to take the listeners through a journey of what it is like to work under the RASHAYS brand. It's known as the RASHAYS brand out there, but really there's so many other brands that work within RASHAYS, and we'll tell them about that later. But first of all, can you just quickly give us a quick description what your day-to-day looks like at RASHAYS?
My day-to-day routine has changed since COVID. So COVID sort of changed the whole scope of the business. So my day-to-day used to be one task, where now it's multitasking. So I'm doing a lot of things. One of them is managing a production facility that we have underneath our HQ office that supports all the restaurants. The other task and I go into each unit. We got 7 units actually that I all staff there that I manage, the whole team. The other thing I do is I manage a franchise thing, so we sell our franchises. And that's got it's got 3 staff members that we manage.
Yeah.
And lastly, I'm a sort of a support network in terms of marketing for you, brand RAMI and brand RASHAYS.
Mate, you've got so many hats on.
Yeah.
Let's just break it down for the listeners. How many hats do you think you wear? How many positions do you really have, just in numbers? And the second question I have for you is, the second part of the question is, how many people directly report to you?
The first question I'll answer, I don't look at it as hats, okay? So whatever the actual brand needs as a whole, all right, I'm there. So I can wear every hat that's under the sun for the brand RASHAYS or anything or brand RAMI. I'm there for it. So I don't look at it as hats. You know, I don't look at it as roles. It's sort of I'm there for the brand, no matter what they do, what they need me for. Even if it's cleaning toilets, I'm doing it. You know.
Yeah.
But in terms of staff, I'd say probably down in production, there's probably about all up probably 400, 300 staff members downstairs. Yeah.
But how many people do you think would directly report to you?
Oh, there's probably just over a handful of people. Yeah, each unit has a unit manager that reports to me.
Yeah.
And then I've got a small finance team, and I've got a purchasing team. So one purchasing from locally and one overseas.
I think what's important to emphasize here is that if you're a manager, you can only have so many people reporting to you. You know, you might have 300 people under your hat, but you cannot manage more than, they say, probably 6 to 8 people. So if any manager out there is trying to manage more than 6 to 8 people, that's where they find themselves probably falling over sometimes, you know. But anyway, tell me, what's what drives you every day? What makes you come to work every single day? What makes you jump out of bed? I know you're here at 7 o'clock every morning.
Yep.
Like, how do you do it? What's the motivation? Where does it come from?
I just want to win. I want to win. You know, what excites me is the brand is growing so rapidly, so quickly. And there's so many goals that we kick every single day. And if I don't go home as a winner, feeling like a winner, it really gets to me and it motivates me to get up earlier the next day and get to work and try and sort of, I think about it all night and what I can do to make my day that could have been better and how I'm going to win tomorrow. So that's my motivation. I just want to see the brand sort of grow, and because the brand is growing, I'm growing as a person. So my knowledge in terms of the business has grown so much. And I love that. I love that aspect of it. So it's never a dull day. It's an enjoyable day every day.
Sammy, I want to ask you, I'm going to maybe put a bit of a downer on this interview just a little bit. Yeah. I want to know about your last loss that you had at the business. So the last time you lost, you went, oh my God, you know what? I really lost that I lost a day, I lost a moment, a decision. Tell me about it.
One of them is the team decided, like, we were putting tomahawks on our menu, and
Tomahawk is a steak, right?
It's a steak
with a bone, yeah?
That's right.
Yep.
One of those massive 1.2, 1.3 kilo tomahawks. The testing that we do testings, and as you know, for quality assurance to make sure all our stores and get this good quality products and they cook it right, and we give them a whole system for it. But what they tested to what they purchased were completely 2 different things. And I got lost along that line, and I wasn't involved in part of that process. So that's a loss that I took on board and I panicked about, because I should have been there.
You say the word panic. What do you mean? Like, tell me how you felt. Tell me run us through that emotion. The listeners would love to hear it, actually.
Well, because I understand the whole, from when the product arrives into our production facility to when it hits the plate for the customer. So I understand that whole, what do you call it? The whole journey for that product, right until the customer eats it and enjoys the meal. So when I see that, what we tested to what we received was completely different, my mindset and thought process on the panic that I got for the staff members on how they're supposed to cook it and understand how it's meant to be done for the customer, the whole journey, and when it arrives to the customer's plate and the customer receives it and it's not what they expect, that to me gave me anxiety.
So what I'm getting out of this is your biggest, so what depressed you on that day, if you like, what brought you down was the fact that the customer wasn't going to win. The customer would have got an inferior product and you didn't want that.
100%.
And how did that make you feel? Because I know I was there. That's why I'm asking you a leading question.
Well, the first thing I did is I honestly had anxiety. So, and you know what I did? I ran straight upstairs because I started to think about it on how am I going to make it better, and and I got the team around me, and we all got there and we walked around it, and started thinking of ways of us doing it and changing it and things like that, and I couldn't come up with anything. So I ran right upstairs and grabbed you, and I said, "You got to come downstairs." And you go, "What's wrong?" And I go, "I've got a problem. You need to fix it." Yeah.
It's not often you come to me with a problem, but I knew that day. I knew I had to come downstairs. It's such a massive, I guess, launch for our brand, this Tomahawk thing that we're doing, especially for Father's Day, which I completely get, and I got your panic, and I tried to help you out, I guess.
Well, at the same time, it's exciting.
Yeah.
So, and it's what, it's good. It's good when you identify a problem and you fix it and you come up with a solution. That's a win.
Tell me, I want to ask you something else. Tell me about you. Tell me about a win that you had, today or in the last week. I know you've had plenty, but can you pick one? Does one stand out?
I'll tell you a win that I had today.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, actually. I had over 1,500 emails that I had to go through over the weekend. I was really panicking.
Wow.
It gave me anxiety, just knowing that, because I let my emails go because I've had to do so many different roles in the business, and everything's important for us. So, and us, we chop and change as we go. So, some things had to be let go. And on the weekend, I managed to go through the whole email list and I cleared it all out. So that was a win. Now it
sounds like a good win, mate. That sounds like that needs a fist bump. That one. It needs
100%.
And we need to ring the bell. We'll explain about the bell later. That's our celebration motto here. Ring the bell. Sammy, all right. So we're getting to know you about work. We're getting to know you in the work environment, mate. You're famous on TikTok. You're famous on Instagram. You're famous.
I don't know about being famous,
mate.
You're the famous one,
mate. You're a great support act for me anyway, on all the socials, which is awesome. But tell us something we don't know about you. Tell us something that you do in your personal life that, are you ready? Try and shock me. I know you very well. If you shock me, you're going to get something for this.
Mate, I don't think there's anything out there that you don't know about me.
Find something.
But there's probably something that the viewers don't know. I'll tell you something. I'm over obsessive with my hair and the way I look. Okay, so if I don't go to the barber every single Saturday to get my hair done and my beard done, the rest of the week for me is terrible.
Wow.
Anxiety, depression, I'll feel awkward. I don't want to be on socials.
Wow.
That's the feeling I get. And I'm a very routine person.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know that, but if I don't follow my routines every single day, I'm out of whack.
Back to work. If there's anything I could change. Yeah. Sorry, I should comment on that, actually. I would comment on that. Yes, I could absolutely. Sorry. I shouldn't be so rude to the viewers. The fact is I know him really well and I'll travel with him. I'm going with him to Singapore actually in 4 days' time, or 5 days, 6 days, Sunday. I'm flying out on Father's Day with him to Singapore. So I know that it's going to take him minimum 1 hour in front of that mirror. That's it. That's why he's got to have the first shower when we go away. He's got to... Everything has got to be, Sammy, get up. It's your turn.
Well, it's true actually, because I do. I know if I have to be somewhere, I get up an hour before to make sure I'm ready, and especially with you to make sure I'm ready for when you're ready, because it takes you 5 minutes to get ready.
It does.
It's real quick. You got no hair, mate.
It's not like I have to do hair or anything. Yeah, mate. If there's one thing at work, and like what we said early on, you got so many hats on. There's so many people that report to you, mate. If there's one thing you can change, you can just click your fingers, and it's not about asking me for a change. It's about for the whole business. There's one thing that you could just go, I wish I could click my fingers and go, bang. Because maybe I can't do it. Maybe it's something that I can't fix or you can't fix today. But what would that be if you had a genie jump out of a bottle, if you like?
I don't think I'd change anything about the business. I think I probably, if I can click my fingers, I'd want more time.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough time in the day, like to do the things that we want to do. I mean, you start, like you said, like I start early, but then before you know it, like the night's finished and it's like 8, 9 o'clock at night, or sometimes, a little bit earlier when I go home, but it's time more than anything. And my problem is like my work-life balance is a bit sort of all over the place. So trying to find the time to complete all the things that you'd want to complete.
What is it that you enjoy most? What is it the thing that you go, you know what? I know it's the whole job. I could answer that for you. But what is it specifically the one thing that you enjoy doing at RASHAYS?
Marketing, I think.
Yeah.
I think when we do our socials, when we do our lives, that's something that gives me joy.
So it's a live or recorded or live? Does that make a difference?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
No.
And what's it give you?
Mate, anything. If I'm there with you on a video, I'm happy. It'll get me followers.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's your secret. Huh? That's your agenda.
That's my agenda.
You want to be.
I want to be as famous as you, mate.
Hasn't social media just made everyone like sort of obsessed with it? Is it just me, or is it just an obsession that they've given everyone?
No, it's a whole new thing. You can't get off it. Before you go to sleep, you wake up. You're always on your phone. You
know what, Sammy? Like social media could be used for good, and we have used it for good in this brand. We've helped. We've used it to allow our brand to grow. I remember day one we started on it, and I was thinking, what the heck? Who's going to watch us? Who's going to listen to us? We're just another restaurant. We're just another organisation. We're just another person. And you know what? And I'll go back, and I wish I could, take back my words, because the truth is, it's got to start. The journey's got to start somewhere. And we started with one person, and then we grew and we grew and we grew on different platforms. And had it not that first step that we took, that first, I guess, motion that we took to jump on live socials, the brand wouldn't be where it is today, would it?
100%. And that's what helped us survive.
Yeah.
If you didn't do what you did and jump on those social media platforms that we had, and if social media wasn't around, imagine it wasn't around, what would we do?
Yeah.
We'd have to go to TV. So the whole thing changed. So
and we had a lot of fun, mate.
Yeah, well, we did. It made small businesses be able to sort of jump on social media or advertise their business to the public cheaply without having to spend big dollars.
Sammy, I know when you think RASHAYS, you think Rami, I'll make the decisions, But so I know it's going to be a hard question for you.
Yeah.
If there's one thing the organisation can change for you or can do for you, what would that be? It's a hard one because we're friends. So yeah.
I think, I don't know. It's not really the organisation that can do for me, but we do need more good people. We need more senior staff members that can sort of take some load off us. So, I mean, I know we do advertise for more people. It's hard to get staff, but that's what we need. We need more good staff, more experienced staff, especially in operations. I think that is one thing. If we can focus on that, I think that would be wonderful. That will take a lot of load, a lot of pressure off you and I, sort of, that we can focus on bigger picture things.
Fair enough, man. And we all know in today's environment out there, it's very hard to get good people. It's always hard to get good people, right? Like, why would somebody leave their job and come to you unless there's something, something's usually wrong, It's very hard for all the stars to align for you to find somebody at the right moment, on the right day, at the right minute, that's going to come in and fit into the culture of your business. So we understand the challenges out there, don't we, Sammy?
Yeah, we certainly do. But hopefully, people watching this podcast, or, people that see us on socials and see how much fun we do have, at work. So, if anyone's out there that's interested, knock on our door.
There you go. Sammy, if you were going to praise one person out of everyone that works with you. Oh no, sorry, mate. It's only one person, and sorry to everyone else, but I just want you to praise one person on this podcast. So someone that, and this is our first podcast, ready, for all our staff. So you tell me the person that you would, and why. And why.
Mate, you know what my answer is going to be. It's definitely going to be you.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I swear, this was not a leading question in any way, guys. I thought I was the last person you'd go to. I need a sip of water after that too.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
Drink.
But anyway, that's cool.
No, look, I have to admit, you are one person that I do admire, and I've admired for a very, very long time. I mean, you're the reason why I opened my first cafe in Marrickville. So it's your success that sort of, and I see the things, and every decision that I do make, it's always, what would Rami do in this instance? So whether it's my home to family time, but more so business wise, it's always in the back of my mind. It's always, what would Rami do? How would he handle this situation? You know, what decision would he make? And that's what sort of drives me. And I see it. Look, you're a very successful man. You've grown a very successful brand, and it shows. You know what I mean? So you're obviously doing the right things. So why wouldn't I want to admire you?
Thank you. So be careful what question you ask, guys. That's what I've learned here, because I did not think it will bounce back in my face.
Who did you think I was going to say? Honestly,
honestly, look, you know what? Let's take me out of the picture. You know, and I hope not isn't too many answers because I wanted somebody to report.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Because I've got answers.
No, because you outsmarted me here too.
Yeah.
I said somebody that's report to you. Are you saying I report to you?
No, I didn't hear that. There you go. But you know what? That's a problem that I do have. I don't listen.
Okay.
But I didn't even hear that.
So right back at you, mate. You tell me somebody that reports
You know, I
to
don't
you.
think you did say that. I don't think that you did say that. We've got to go back and rewind and listen to it.
The recording won't lie.
You know what? It's not someone that actually reports to me, but someone that works in the business that I do admire. Will have to be Maura, I think.
Yeah.
And the reason is, like, her knowledge of the business, like, she's so involved, and like, she loves the brand so much. She understands the brand, the customer as well. Like, and I know that's very, very important to us as a brand. But she's so involved in the business. Like, that's her day-to-day life. Like, that's all she loves. You know what I mean? So that's someone I really do admire. Her knowledge of every part of the brand, sort of, you know, it's her, my admiration to Maura is high level. She's
a great success story, yeah, right? She come on, she started as a chef. She was a chef overseas in Paris, and she come on, and then she's gone from, you know, washing plates to cooking meals to putting menus together to executing training programs to getting involved in financials and making sure we're running the right food cost, the right labor. She's just, and even now she gets involved in the decoration and the building of stores. So
Rami, her passion towards the brand, the customer, you know, her passion towards the customer. She always wants to make sure that the customer walks out with a smile on their face, and we get customers for life. And I'm telling you, she plays a big part in operations.
And you know, one thing I love about her, she's low maintenance. She's around, she does all this, but you wouldn't think she exists. She's just slippery. She just they're gone. She's really, really amazing.
She's all about other people's happiness. So she never wants to see anyone upset. She always wants to make people happy, and that's what hospitality is, isn't it?
Sammy, this is the first interview we do staff to staff, or management to staff, or whatever you want to call it, on AM RAMI the podcast. I forgot one key question to ask you. How long have you been working at RASHAYS? Not for my sake, but for the listeners. Sorry, mate. I should have asked that from the outset. But
that's
anyway,
all right. I've definitely done my long service leave.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 12 years at the moment.
Wow. And you've done it all, mate. There's no question. If you could visualize it in RASHAYS, if you could visualize it in the fresh food factory, a fresh food commissary, which we'll talk about another time, if you could visualize it in anything that we do under the RASHAYS umbrella, you've done it, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. I did start down in the production facility.
Yeah.
Worked my way up in menu management and purchasing, and now look at me doing everything.
Sammy, on behalf of the RASHAYS team, myself, everyone, we thank you. We commend you for your contribution to this business. And honestly, there's no words that I can say more than that will explain our gratitude to you, mate. So thank you, Sammy, and thank you for being the first staff member on our podcast.
No, thank you for having me.
You're breaking my virginity, mate. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me part of your podcast and working part of your brand.
All right.
Loving it.
On that note, guys, till next time, till we speak to another staff member. Au revoir. Thank you.